Hey guys, HELLABELLA here, and in this video I'm going to be going over my Merch by Amazon sales for 2021 for the entire year. I'm going to talk to you about the profit that I made, how many shirts I sold, average royalties per month, and just kind of the trends that I saw with the Merch by Amazon platform this year. This has been my best year on Merch by Amazon so far. I cleared $38,000 profit. I had $39,379 in royalties on the US market. That's what I'm mainly going to be focusing on in this video. I had 9,705 sales and 586 returns for an average royalty per sale of $4.05 per product for the entire year. Scrolling up here, you can see for the last 365 days, my analytics. The best month that I had in 2021 was May, and I made $5,557 in royalties. And the second best month was $5,021. And then we had a $4,000 month in September, and then December we had another $4,000 month. I was definitely expecting to see a higher fourth quarter for Merch by Amazon, but that did not happen. And I saw a pretty big spike in sales from February to March to April and May, and then a dip again in June, July, August, and then it went back up in September, back down October, November, and then up a little bit in December. So that is how the year went for me. The way that I came up with the $38,000 net profit is just factoring in about $100 per month of expenses, and I really did not have that much expenses, but I wanted to factor in on the higher end. So I just said that I had $1,379 in expenses for an average of $115 a month in expenses to give me $38,000 profit per year, and then $3,166 profit per month. So this side hustle that I created 5 years ago has turned into a large source of revenue for me. $38,000 a year is definitely a great amount of money coming from a side hustle and turning it into something that is like a legitimate business. I feel very happy with the way things have turned out with my merch account, even though sales aren't really what I would like them to be in January of 2022. There are just things that, ebb and flow, and I don't have a lot of control over it. The only thing I've really been able to control with Merch by Amazon is just continuing to upload designs, continuing to get tools that make me better on the platform, learning how to research faster, learning how to design better, and just trying to be better overall with this business. So scrolling down here, you're going to get the averages per day for the last 365 days. So average sales per day was 27 sales with an average of $107 per day. So every day that I woke up this year, I made $107 with Merch by Amazon. Average royalties per month was pretty close to what I told you guys before. $3,281 per month was my average royalty. And my best day on the platform this year was $309. And that is nowhere near my best day ever. My best day ever on the Merch by Amazon platform was actually over $1,000 profit that I made in one day. And I do have a video about that. If you are interested in that, you can just search through my Merch by Amazon playlist to find that video. Again, the best month this year was 1,340 sales. That made me $5,557 in royalties, and that was May of 2021. Only 3.4% of all of my products sold, so not a very large percentage of my products sold. Actually, a small percentage of my products made up the bulk of my income, which is typical with the Merch by Amazon platform. So try not to get discouraged if a lot of your designs are not selling. That's just typically how it works. Most of what I sold, 74%, were standard shirts. Then we had 8% tank tops, so I sold 733 tank tops this year. I sold 7% V-necks, so I sold 710 V-neck shirts. And then we had a couple of premium shirts, and then we've got 184 sweatshirts, 145 pop sockets, 116 pullover hoodies, 115 tote bags. That number actually surprised me a little bit. I didn't realize I sold so many. I don't sell a lot of tote bags, but it looks like I'm selling pretty much one tote bag every 3 days. So, there's a little bit of income coming in there. We've got 115 iPhone cases, and we've got 102 long sleeve shirts, only 33 throw pillows, and still performing pretty low are those raglan shirts. Only sold 20 raglan shirts all year. And then we've got 12 Samsung cases. So let's see what colors I sold. So the top color was asphalt, and that is because my best seller is an asphalt shirt. And then we had black coming in at 20%, and then we have dark heather for 12%, cranberry for 11%, and white for 6%. And you can see here the rest of the colors. I have a pretty diverse color palette, I will say. A lot of these baby blues and baby pinks I use for like the gender reveal types of shirts. This hot pink over here I will use for workout shirts. I like to pair that with black text, and those usually sell pretty well. Here are the best-selling shirts for me this year. The top shirt made me $12,708 in royalties, and that continues to be my best seller. Looks like it sold 2,580 times, so that's kind of crazy when you think about that, but that shirt really did take off and just continues to be one of my best sellers. That made up a large portion of my income for 2021. And then we have the second bestseller here. This shirt sold 504 times and it made me $2,489. And that is just a very simple design here. I wanted to stress in the video that most of my designs are incredibly simplistic style-wise and font-wise. I don't like to go with anything super busy. I don't like to put a lot of font or a lot of text on a shirt because it's hard to read in the thumbnail. I like to keep it simple. I like to choose graphics that I know that will print well. If you get too many colors and too much involved in a graphic, it really lowers the quality of the print because Amazon's printers are just not that great. Let's face it, we have to work with what we have. And overall, I feel like these simple designs sell the best for me. Looks like the third bestseller here sold 268 times, and that shirt made me $1,349. And the way I look at it is that one design made me around a little over $100 per month. So when you are creating designs, you want to think about what will sell over and over again consistently for me in order to basically pad my royalties. Because one of the things that I've noticed with my account and why it continues to grow is that I have a lot of evergreen designs, which means that the designs that I'm uploading are not holiday specific, they're not date specific, they're not tied to something that is like only going to happen once in a lifetime. They're really things that I think will continue to sell year after year, and that's one of the things that I think has helped grow my account, as well as going into niches that I understand. I'm not going to be going into niches that I've never talked about or heard about, and that's okay. That's on you if you want to learn something totally new, but I try to stick with concepts that make sense to me and things that make sense to me because I sort of know the language and I know the way that those people think. So that is kind of how I find targeted designs. And I also use places like Merch Informer to figure out what is selling if I need help creating designs. And I do have a 20% off code for Merch Informer that I can give you guys, and that's 20% off whatever you get from them. So I'll leave that in the comment section below. But that is something that I use when I'm having trouble coming up with designs. Like if I need a little bit of a boost or I need to figure out what's going on, I will definitely pop over to Merch Informer to figure out what I need to design. Just kind of scroll down a little bit to give you guys an idea of kind of the things that I sold. I made some notes here on my little note card, and I wrote down that one of the shirts that I sold actually was just one word in cursive, and I made $126 off of it. And it's just something that was going around on TikTok, and I just happened to pick it up at the right time. I didn't see any other shirts with it on Amazon, and granted, it hasn't like went viral or anything, but I mean, it's $126 in my pocket for something that all I had to do is spend like 2 minutes putting it on a shirt. And it's just another way to add to your revenue stream. So if you can do that a couple of times a week, you can add hundreds of dollars into your pocket just by doing that and keeping up with the trend. So I highly recommend getting on board with websites like TikTok and Reddit to figure out what is going on in the trends. Overall, I'm super happy with this year. I really, of course, would have liked to see that 40,000 mark in royalties. When I saw this, when I downloaded this, I was so like, oh my gosh, I was so close to hitting that mark. I did have $190,000 in actual revenue, so that's how many dollars that I sold in shirts. But to me, that number doesn't really matter. It's not very significant to me because it doesn't represent anything that I'm receiving. What I actually received was the $39,379, and then deducted from that, my expenses would be my profit. So for those of you who aren't aware, Merch by Amazon gives you a royalty on items. They don't charge you anything to sell on the platform. They just give you a percentage of the sale after they have conducted business with the customer and shipped them their item, you're going to get a portion, which is your royalty that you can keep. So I will have to pay taxes on this $38,000. So, you can factor that in. But overall, it was a big contributor to my income in 2021. It really allowed me to do a lot less work on the reselling side of my business. I got to chill out this year more than any other year before because I had this extra revenue coming in, and I really got to sit back and think about what are some other businesses I might want to start in the future, what are some other things I want to pursue, and just having overall time to myself was just an awesome way to have 2021 unfold. And I really think that Merch by Amazon, while it is a really tricky platform to master, I think that the accounts that are sticking around and even the YouTubers that are sticking around are people who have been dedicated and who have tried to stay in this when things got hard. We've tried to be adaptable, we've tried to learn, and we've tried to grow our accounts in the best way that we know how. So I hope that you did enjoy the video, and I hope that, this can give you a little bit of inspiration. I'm definitely not like pulling huge numbers by any means, but for me, making over $3,000 profit per month from my house is just an awesome feeling, and I hope that I can continue to do this in 2022. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.